Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the NWP call this evening. My name is Rich Simmonds. I'll be the host. And just before we go any further, I just want to take you through this disclaimer. This information that I share is not to be considered as financial advice. We share information about what we actually do ourselves. And please be sure you understand what you're putting your money into. If you're unsure about something, please ask. And remember, historical results are no promise of what will happen in the future. With NWP, there's solutions for everyone. That's from the portfolio owners that are looking for capital growth, all the way to the person who's looking for opportunities to earn some extra money. NWP has solutions for everyone. It's really the ultimate solution, providing a weekly cash flow either from trading profits or bonuses and commissions. And I say or because you don't need to actually be an investor to earn bonuses and commissions from the NWP system. I'll go into that as we go through the presentation this evening. NWP itself is situated in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. And, it's an easy place to find. It's not like some obscure office that's hidden away in the back road somewhere. It's in a prominent place and easy to find, which says a lot about NWP itself. Your benefits from the NWP system is they manage your capital for you and they target weekly profits. What they do is the money is with independent brokers who actively manage your capital, and what they'll do is use no more than 20 to 30% of your capital in weekly forex markets. These get you those returns, and the reason why they don't use more than of your capital is because you can choose, and you have control over your funds. You can choose to take out your capital. It's very much like a savings account. You could choose to take it out on a weekly basis, put it back in, whatever you want. So the first time you take out your capital, it's free to do that. It'll take about 4 to 24 hours to get your capital out. But once that's free. If you want to take capital out after that, it's subject to a 2% fee. Because obviously someone is paying when your capital is taken out of the system, and just to prevent abusive movement of capital, that's why the 2% fee has been levied. There's different asset portfolios available for you in NWP. What happens is you start with the foundation portfolios. That's where there's a minimum of $10 up to $9,999. And what happens here is that traders have a monthly target of between 5 to 10%. And what happens is you get paid those profits on a weekly basis. So you don't have to wait until the end of the month. You will receive your profits on a weekly basis. Moving up, although the portfolios go all the way to 10,000, or the total of your portfolio would keep you in the foundation portfolios up to 10,000. The biggest individual portfolio that you can open within the foundation portfolios is 5,000, with the minimum being $10, as I mentioned. So therefore, if you wanted to put in something like, let's say, 8,500, you would simply open one portfolio with 5,000 and then put the other 3,500 in another portfolio. All your portfolios all come into a single wallet on a weekly basis. It's just for your own purposes, so that you can see how each of your portfolios have performed. You might open one portfolio this week and another portfolio next week. You can just see from time to time how your actual portfolios have earned and what they've earned since you invested or started your deposit with that portfolio. Then moving on from there, there's the growth portfolios. What the system does is, as soon as your total amount of deposit goes over the 10,000, you'll automatically be moved into the growth portfolios. If you start with more than 10,000, you'll automatically be in the growth portfolio as well. And here the monthly target is between 8 to 12%. again, your profits are paid to you on a weekly basis. And then there's the elite portfolios with $50,000 or more deposited, and there the monthly target is between 10 to 15%. How have we done so far? Well, this last week on foundation portfolios, we had a profit for the week of 1.53%, which brought the average for the month for the last 4 weeks to 5.4%. And then the growth portfolios, 2.56% for this last week. And then the total for the last 4 weeks, I've got it there as 9.11. I actually realized I made a mistake. It's 8.4 for the week or for the month, the last 4 weeks. How do you start? Well, you put your capital in, and as long as you've got your capital in before midnight tonight, you will still receive all the profits for this week. And you can use the following currencies to put your capital in. That'll be USDT on the Ethereum network, BEP20, different options to put your capital in. If you're unsure about something, please just ask. Sometimes people get a little bit confused between Ethereum and USDTs and those type of things, and the BEP20 and all the different protocols, because there's so many cryptocurrencies available. If you're unsure, just ask. That's the easiest, and we'll show you what to do and help you so that you don't make the wrong decision or spend any money that you shouldn't be spending on fees and movement and that sort of thing. Right, so when you start, you have a check-in wallet. All your money goes into this check-in wallet. That's where your deposit will show. When it's in the check-in wallet, you haven't opened a portfolio yet. It's just to show that your deposit's there and the system has received it. Once it's in the check-in wallet, you will need to then open yourself a portfolio. Again, the minimum is $10, and if you've got $11 or $12, you can open a portfolio. You can open a portfolio, obviously, with $10. If you have $10.50, you'll only be able to open a portfolio for the dollar amount and not the cent amount. So any multiple of 1 to, after 10. So if you've got $15 or $16, you can open yourself a portfolio. It doesn't have to be round figures of 10 or anything like that. How it all works is you deposit your capital, start your portfolio. The traders then generate a profit from a Monday to Friday. And on a weekend, on a Saturday midnight close of trade on a Friday night, all profits are then separated from the capital and sent to a payment gateway. And they'll remain at the payment gateway until such time as you do your instant withdrawal. Instant withdrawal, I mentioned earlier, if you want to get your capital out, that's going to take about 4 to 24 hours to get your capital out, because that's sitting with the traders, with the brokerage. However, the profits are in the payment gateway, and that's an immediate payment. You're probably looking at less than a minute, and as long as you've got a minimum of $5, you can make your instant withdrawal. Even if you haven't got $5, if you've got $3.50, it's still with the payment gateway. It's not with the system. It's simply waiting for you to get $5 or more, and you can automatically withdraw it any day of the week, anytime you want from the payment gateway. You'll receive that into your crypto wallet, and we'll look at the difference between a crypto wallet and an exchange just to help you in a moment. So all those profits that you will come from the trading on a weekly basis will go and sit in your checkout wallet. If you haven't withdrawn it, it's still sitting in your checkout wallet, and it's still with the payment gateway. The system is not going to take it back at any stage. It's been separated on a Friday night. It's with the payment gateway, and that just gives you peace of mind knowing that everyone in the system has to withdraw their profits. No internal rotation of money or any shenanigans like that. The capital, the original capital that you've made, or whatever other portfolios you've added, that's with the brokers and the traders. All profits, bonuses, etc., will be with the payment gateway. Onto the withdrawal fees. These are the only fees charged by the NWP system. There's no subscriptions, monthly payments, any nonsense like that. There's no other fees other than the withdrawal fee of 5% on whatever your profit was. So if you made the $5, your 5% on $5 is 25 cents. Therefore, you'll receive $4.75 into your crypto wallet in Polygon USDT. That is the currency used by the system. Polygon is chosen because of the very low gas fees. It's extremely low, and it's to your benefit, obviously. Right, so as I mentioned, there's no auto redeposits. There's the system makes sure that everything is transparent. So everyone has to take their profits out on a weekly basis. If you don't have to do it, but you would be silly if you leave it there because it's not going to do anything. So everyone takes it out, and then they decide what they want to do. So what I've done here is I've just given you an example. You are going to pay your 5% withdrawal fee from getting it from the payment gateway. Then if you did want to bring it back into the NWP system and open a $10 or more portfolio for yourself, you would simply use something like a private crypto wallet. The one on the screen here is the logo for the SafePal wallet. And there your fee is less than 1 American cent for the fee to move it in and out. So it's very cheap. If you use a cheaper fee, which you can use the slow method, that's even less than 1 cent. But you're probably going to need, in total, to do a whole lot of transactions, about 20 cents, and that's probably going to give you enough transaction fees for about 6 months to a year. That's how cheap it is. Right, so you've got to look at your strategy, and here we talk about crypto exchanges and crypto wallets. So if you've got a big enough portfolio that's going to generate you an income on a weekly basis, well, obviously you'd like to take that out and put it in a crypto exchange because you want, to exchange your money for dollars or rands or whatever you need. Certainly, that's the way to go if you've got a big portfolio and you're just needing the money out on a weekly basis. However, if you're looking to grow your assets or maybe save some crypto in a crypto wallet or something to that effect, and you didn't actually want to exchange it for fiat currency, that's rands, dollars, euros, then you would keep it in a crypto wallet or move it through a crypto wallet to achieve, because the difference here is the fees. Now, when we talk about crypto exchanges, that's like Binance, Valor, Luno, Kraken, Altcoin Trader, those type of things. The fees are generally high. It's because you're exchanging your crypto for currency. And, just like a bank, banks are expensive, and so are crypto exchanges. But if you simply want to move things around or swap cryptocurrencies, that's when you use a private crypto wallet. Private crypto wallet, what we're talking about there is a SafePal, Token Pocket, MetaMask, Exodus, and those type of wallets. They are private crypto wallet. In other words, it's private, it's on your phone, and no one else but you sees it, and no one else can get access to your wallet. Whereas if you, with an exchange, obviously regulators, tax authorities, and all those sort of people have access to your information on an exchange, but a private wallet is private. When you're ready to start, ask for this little booklet. Tells you how to register, deposit your funds, start the booster. It answers the basic questions, how to open an asset portfolio and withdraw. So please do get yourself a little copy of the booklet. It's available on most of the groups. And if it's not there, just ask and we'll send you one. Let's talk about the triple booster promotion, which has been extended until the end of December this year. What happens here is it's a little bit different. Here it's a once-off thing, and it's only on $30. You're not going to get a boost if you try to put $300 in and hope you're going to get boosted to $900. It's not working like that. It's simply on $30. You deposit $30. NWP will then boost your $30 with $60. giving you $90 of income potential on a weekly basis. So instead of earning on your $30 that you deposit, you're now going to earn the weekly profits on $90. And that you will earn until such time as you've earned a complete profit of $90. Now that $90 needs to be understood, because $30 of that is your capital that you're getting back, and the other 60 is a profit. What's happening here is you getting profit from your $30 in a third of the time, which then allows you to make some decisions. You've obviously got some extra money that you've earned. You can now decide whether you want to go spend that or open yourself new portfolios. Those portfolios that you open with your profits coming from your triple booster will obviously be standard portfolios. They earn weekly, and they will continuously earn as long as you leave your capital in the system. So that's the difference between the triple booster. It's really there to get you started and to help you, but you are getting a nice benefit from the triple booster. If we look at the triple booster and what it's done since the start, let's look at the booster and what it did this last week. So in other words, if you had put in the triple booster and you got the $90 in from the triple booster, meaning you'd put the $30 in, you would have earned $1.38 last week from your $90 that's your triple booster. If you'd only put in $30, you would have received 46 cents in profits last week. Therefore, the earning that you got boosted was 92 cents. I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about the power that the triple booster gives you. So you only putting in $30, but you're receiving your profit based on the fact that you've got $90 in, because NWP boosted your $30 to $90, giving you that earning power. Right, when you need NWP support, and generally you want NWP support because you've entered the wrong crypto wallet or something like that, you can contact them via WhatsApp chat. They're very helpful, but do understand that, let's say you are going to be changing something like your crypto wallet, it's not going to be done instantaneously for security purposes. It will take a couple of, probably, let's say 2 to 3 days to be safe. So if you realize that you've got the wrong wallet coming up for this coming weekend to make your withdrawals, contact support today, get them to change it so that by the time Saturday comes, you will have the correct wallet in your back office. So that's the sort of thing you need support for. You might want to change your email address or something like that. You need to contact support. Remember, when you're contacting support, let them have your name and your NWP number. Your NWP number can be found by going to your genealogy tree and having a look there. And when you open the genealogy tree, you'll see your name with a number underneath it. That's your NWP ID number. But looking for some extra income, well, here you can partner with NWP and start your journey to recurring weekly income. And how this works is you'll notice in your back office when you've registered, you've got a referral link on your left and right. And this is where you can introduce your friends and family. Now, the unique thing about NWP is you do not need to have an investment yourself to earn from the affiliate plan. So it's the perfect thing for someone who really doesn't have any money and they would just like an opportunity, and NWP gives you that opportunity. That's the community spirit of NWP and the way that NWP really makes an impact on communities. So you're able to earn, and all the bonuses that I'm going to talk about, you're able to earn without having a single drop invested yourself. It's a community structure, and what we mean by that is you've got those links from your left and your right side. So this is just an example. You can either add people on your left and your right, and sometimes you'll see that in this case, your sponsor, you've been added to his left leg. So therefore, any people that he joins after you, he can only put them, if he wants to put them in his left leg, they are going to fall under you. So you've registered before the other two in this example, and they are then falling into your leg. You don't know who they are. It doesn't really matter, as you'll become to understand. And if you put people in yourself, you can either put them in on your left or right side. In this case here, you would obviously not get any spillover, as we call it, on your right-hand side. So the people that go in your right-hand side are your referrals, and that's where they'll be placed. Right, so this is a completely sustainable model. And why I say that is because the profits that are received by the investors, or what we call the portfolio owners, are when they receive their portfolio, you will get your bonus. Now, if they don't make a profit, in other words, you won't get a bonus. It's as simple as that. So there are no upfront bonuses or anything like that paid by the NWP system. It's always linked to the profits that are traded and generated on a weekly basis. So you can be sure that the system is completely sustainable. And as I mentioned in the notification about this evening, I will be sharing some of those figures with you this evening so you can understand how this model generates the business commissions and the profits for what we call the affiliate plan. So let's have a look at where that profit comes from for the affiliate plan. What happens on a weekly basis is that the profits are split 50-50. So when you look at this last week and you see, okay, there was 1.53% earned, well, in actual fact, there was 3.06% earned because 1.53 went to the portfolio owners and the other 50% went to the business volume. The business volume is what's used to pay the affiliate bonuses and other expenses. So completely from the time that the trading started, which was back in October last year, there's been 42 weeks of trading, and that's 85.99% that was earned by the portfolio owners. And then the business volume, because of the 50-50 split, another 85.99% was sent to business volume. So in total, 171.98% has been paid out from the system. Now, I understand that many people have struggled with percentages. So what I've done is I've made it simple, and I want to show you the actual figures, because sometimes percentages aren't that easy to understand. Let's have a look at someone who put in $1,000 and they put that into their foundation portfolio. Now, what will happen is that foundation portfolio owner this last week would have earned $15.30. Remember that running total, if he started in the beginning, and his first profit came on the 26th of October, he would have received 85.99% so far. Therefore, out of his $1,000 that he invested, he would have got $859.9 so far in profit. But on the other side, the business volume to pay his person who referred him and other bonuses that I'll show you shortly, another $859 was being generated. So his total generated by the traders in profits on his 1,000 was actually $1,719.80. So that just shows you this is a sustainable system, because there's no ways that money would have been able to be paid out if that wasn't generated. And remember that all these profits have to be withdrawn on a weekly basis. So it can't be retained in the system. These were withdrawn out, and who knows, maybe they were invested back, but maybe they were spent, because 50% of this has been people who are on the affiliate plan. and not always can people who need money from the affiliate plan reinvest that money. They need to spend their money. So, that just shows you that if the system was going to fail, it would have failed quite a lot of weeks ago. Right, so let's have a look at the statistics from the triple booster. And why are these so important? Because the triple booster only started 16 weeks ago, 26th of April, and people were saying, the company, now they've got a booster. Why are they needing money, or what's the problem? There were questions like that. So let's put your mind at ease. So far from the triple boosters, from the 26th of April, 23.13% has been earned in profit. 23.13% has been earned by the business volume. Therefore, 46.26% has been earned by those boosters. Now, you're going to say, okay, well, we're not even at 50% yet. So how sustainable is that? Well, let's have a look at the reality of the triple booster. When you have a look at the reality of the triple booster, that 46.26% is not quite the reality, other than just a percentage. And let me explain to you what I mean there. The foundation portfolio owner this last week earned 1.38%, or 1.53%, which means he earned $1.38. To date, okay, that running total of 23 has earned him $20.82 out of the $30 that he invested. So it's not 23% of the 30, it's only 23% of the 90. But remember, his capital was $30. So in other words, he's got more than 2/3, and 2/3 in a very simple way is probably about 66% that he's actually earned from his $30 already. Which means that if he's earned 66%, these guys in the business volume have earned 66%. And what does that mean? 100 and something percent. Therefore, from the $30 that guy has invested in the triple booster, $41.63 have been paid out already. So much more than the capital invested has been paid out already on triple boosters. Now, when we look at that and we say, okay, now let's look at the sustainability of the system. Most of you will know that your team, and more than 80% of the money in your actual team in the legs, are consisting of triple boosters. So that should tell you more about the sustainability of the system. Already the triple boosters have paid out more than was invested. Right, so let's look at the other bonuses now that you've heard a little bit about how the money works and how sustainable it is. So now you should be getting excited, because this is real money and this is a real way to earn, and it's a way of accumulating your earnings on a weekly basis, and they will just increase as you build your business. So the first three bonuses are the direct referral bonus, the binary bonus, and the matching bonus. If we look at the direct referral bonus, this is when you've introduced someone, they earn some money, you're going to earn 10% of whatever they earn on a weekly basis. Here's another example for you. It's full of examples, as I mentioned. So you've got this guy, he's put in his booster, right? So he put in $30. What you're going to see is that he's earning on $90, and as long as you've got a booster yourself, you will be earning on his profit. So his profit was $1.38. You're earning 10% of whatever he earned. You're getting 14 cents for the week. So every person that you've introduced with a triple booster, you're getting 14 cents from them. Now let's have a look at something a little bit more exciting. You've got someone with a growth portfolio. This last week, the growth portfolios, that's $10,000 and plus, earned 2.65%. Now remember that profit generates a business volume, and therefore that business volume that he's going to receive $257 from his $10,000 for this last week, And you, because there's a business volume and it can pay you, and this is where this $25.65 is coming out of the business volume generated. So the person that you introduced put in 10,000, you're going to be earning $25.65 every single week. As long as he's got money in the system or he's got his 10,000 there, you're going to earn $25.65, depending obviously on the rate. But remember, these guys are earning 8% a month compared to the guys in the foundation who are earning about 5% or more per month. These guys are earning a minimum of 10 or 8%. Now, if we look at the elites, these guys are earning 10% or more a month. This last week, they earned 2.84, 50,000 invested. That person earned 1,420, and you earned $142 as your 10% commission. Right, so the business volume, just to show you here about the business volume, because the different portfolios generate different volumes. If you look here at the foundation portfolios, even if there was a 10,000, but it was only, let's say you had 2 or 3 people bringing up 10,000, if the person themselves aren't in the growth portfolio, the BV will be generated according to the members who are, or the portfolio owners that have got that portfolio. So they got a foundation portfolio, they earning 1.53. That's how the business volume is generated. If you look here at the growth portfolio, 10,000, the difference is quite, it's about $103 more, because they're in the growth portfolio, and therefore 50% goes to them and 50% goes to the business volume. So you get that benefit in the business volume, and that helps your bonuses as well. And exactly the same with the elite. You'll see there, compared to $50,000 invested or as a total in your team, it's almost double that if you've got people in the elite portfolio. So the bigger the investor, the more you're going to benefit as well. Now the binary, the qualification here, as long as you've got volume in your left and right hand legs of your business, you will earn a binary bonus. You don't have to necessarily sponsor people directly yourself, because you could do in this example where you've got one person sponsored on the left, one person sponsored on the right. The system will look, have you got volume in your left leg, volume in your right leg, and you'll be binary qualified. In the example over here, you haven't got any people that you brought in on the left, but because of your spillover effect from your sponsor, or people above him in the team, it doesn't only have to be your sponsor, it can be anyone in the team above you, because this scenario works for anyone. If they've put people in the left, they can only put down in the leg on the left. So when you see people spilling over, it's not only your sponsor's people, it could be the people above your sponsor who are also spilling over into that leg. So the system simply looks, have you got volume in the left? Have you got volume in the right-hand side? If that is the case, you're binary qualified, and you will earn 15% of whatever that business volume generated is for the week, up to a maximum of 5,000. That's the maximum binary bonus you can get for the week, is $5,000. Very nice. Then there's a matching bonus. This is a bit of a smaller bonus, but it does help, and it's anything extra is the bonus, so that's why it's a matching bonus. And what happens here is once you've got people you've referred, they start earning the binary bonus, you will earn 2% of your referrals, whatever they earn on the binary, and the referral of the referral and their referrals, that's level 2 and 3, you will earn 4%. Right, so it's all about preparing. You prepare your soil, you get your people, that you don't have to get people. Let's make that very clear. The system doesn't need people. The trading gets done with or without people. If there's money in with the traders do the trading. It's not about new people coming in. New people, if you want to introduce them because you would like to help them or help yourself get a bonus, that's what it's all about. That's why the affiliate plan is there. It's to help you. But the system doesn't need you, unfortunately. Right, so further on, there are career awards, and what happens here is the career award, there's no time limit on how long you can take to earn these career awards. They're always there, they're always available. When you've achieved the binary earnings, and these rewards are all based on binary earnings, so when you've achieved $100 in binary earnings, and that could be in a month, it could be in 3 months, it could be in 6 months, it could be in 6 years, it doesn't matter. The system will keep track of what you're doing and when you earn. And when you finally earned 25,000 in binary bonuses, and that's incidentally not as far away as you think it is, and you will get your Rolex watch. How this works is you can either take the prizes as they come and then start from scratch again, or you can simply bank the money that you have earned from the binary and let the system just calculate it to the next level. So for instance, if you had taken the 5-day trip for 2 adults, and that's because you got 15,000 in the binary earnings, and you decided, no, you've been on enough trips, you'd really like the watch. You've always revered the watch your whole life, you want the watch, you've already got 15,000 towards the watch, you just have to earn another 10,000 in bonuses and you will receive your Rolex. That's your choice. Further on from that, there's even more rewards. So as you build your team, there's the ambassador rewards. So if we look at the first one here, a group ambassador, for instance, 3 Rolex watches on your left, 3 Rolex watches on your right. You've helped your team. You've built a team together. They've got nice Rolex watches. You've all got Rolex watches. And now, because everyone you helped has got Rolex watches, you get 10,000 down payment for a car. And more rewards come. And until such time as you actually earn a luxury villa. Nice rewards to look up. And remember, there's no time period on these rewards. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, you will earn them, even if it is in 10 or 20 years. There's no time limit on it. Okay, so I hope that helped. Are there any questions? I see there's something in the chat here. On what platform is your crypto wallet on, NWP or a hot wallet? Charles, you need to explain to me what you mean by it's a third-party payment gateway. I'm not sure. You'd have to tell me what a hot wallet is, and if I understand what a hot wallet is, then I can probably answer your question more directly. So stop the sharing for now. Right, good. Charles, if you can unmute yourself, and then just ask your question about the hot wallet or whatever.
How's it, Rich? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, thanks. And yourself?
Good, man. Actually, you answered it a bit later on. I was a bit hasty with my question with regards to what wallets to use. So hot wallet is like a MetaMask or something like that.
Okay.
So if I understand correctly, you transfer from out of your hot wallet, your MetaMask, into the NWP platform, and then weekly they transfer back to you. Am I understanding that correct?
Well, yes. On a weekly basis, in your back office, you'll see you've got your checkout wallet, and you then decide to make your withdrawal. You put your withdrawal request in. You get an email with a one-time PIN. You put your one-time PIN in, and by the time you look in your wallet, it's arrived there. And then you decide what you want to do with it. Whether, if you want to reinvest into NWP, you simply take your Polygon USDT that you've received and you put that back into the NWP system, provided you've got at least $10. Yeah.
And sorry, if you don't want to take it out of the platform and you just leave it in there, Do you just reinvest it in the platform?
Sorry, you want to do what?
So if you don't take out the wallet out of the platform, the money out of the platform, you leave the money in the platform.
It's not.
And you can reinvest again?
No, it's not in the platform. It's with the third-party payment gateway, and you would actually need to physically withdraw it out. There is no automatic way of getting it back into the NWP system because it's with a third party already. And that's purely for security reasons, knowing that everyone has to do that. There is no internal rotation and shenanigans in the system. So every single member everywhere has to withdraw their profits, or it's just going to remain at the payment gateway, but it's not with the system.
Okay, sorry, I'm just slightly confused. So when they're doing the trading,
yes,
where is the funds then? Is it sitting in the platform or is it sitting at the third party?
Your capital always sits with the traders. So, and it's just the profits that are separated on a weekly basis. So, so in other words, let's say you'd had that. Let's say you had $1,000, just to make it easier. Okay, and you receive your $15 for the week. That $15 that you receive from your 1,000 is going to go to the payment gateway. The $1,000 will remain with the traders.
I'm with you now.
And then you decide what you want to do with the $15.
And then that if you wanted to withdraw that $1,000 the first time is for free, the next time they're going to charge you a 5%, if I remember correctly.
2% on your capital.
2%, sorry, 2%. So that
whereas
sense.
your profit is instant because that's with the payment gateway, if you wanted to withdraw your 1,000, you just put in a request for that, and that'll take about 4 to 24 hours to get that from the traders, whereas your profits are the instant payment coming from the payment gateway.
Brilliant. That makes 100% sense. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the question. Appreciate that.
Hi, Rich.
Hi, Blanche.
Yeah, can you just, while we're still recording, explain that, because Bix and Chris couldn't be on tonight. That I've asked you about the profits, the different income with the binary system and bonuses and things, and if it pays from the business volume or the deposit volume section.
Okay, so let me do a whiteboard here.
Thank you.
Okay, so if we realize that, let's just use an example of you, and you've got $1,000 in each of your legs. Okay, we'll just make it easy for calculation purposes. Okay, so as we know, it's that person has made $15.30. And because you've got an equal business, you've got $15.30 on both sides. Now, remember that not only have you or the person that's invested $1,000 made 15 and 30, the system for the business volume is also 1530. Okay. So, and that happens on both sides because it's equal. And that would mean, it doesn't matter if it's equal or not, whatever was generated and whatever the portfolio owner earned, the business volume also earned that. Okay, so now when we look at the your referral bonus, and let's just make that another color. So the referral bonus is $1.53, and if these were both your people, you'd be earning $1.53 as your referral bonus. Now, the next bonus you're going to earn is the binary. So the binary here will be 15% of the smallest leg. So that's, there is no small leg here, but how the binary works is there's volume on both sides, So therefore, it's an equal binary, because it's really, you can choose which one you wanted to earn from, but you earned 15% from one of these. And that's 15% of $15.30. So $15.30 was the full business volume generated, and 15% of that is $2.29 or $2.30. Okay, and those are the two bonuses that this person is going to earn. He's going to earn the referral bonus, so there's about $3 plus $2.30. Therefore, he's earned about $5.36 for the week. Does that clear up and help you, Blanche?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, if they have to look at their back office and they're not balanced yet, would they work on the total amount that's on total deposit or on the business volume with the lesser leg?
Mm-hmm. So if you look at you've got to look in your binary side of things, okay? So when you look at if you look at your back office and you see the business volume that's in your back office, that's the one for your career reward. That's your total business volume that you've earned since the time you've started. Whereas when you go to your binary bonus report that's on your left-hand side, that'll give you your binary bonus for the week, and it'll show you how much business volume was generated in each of your legs this week. So that's in your binary report.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Pleasure.
Rich?
Yes, Paula.
Yeah, I just wanted to check what you said now, that in the back office, when you see your BV there on the dashboard, it's the total that you've earned so far. Isn't that the total that's been generated by the system?
Yes.
I misunderstood that.
Okay. Blanche, would it be okay if I used your example?
You can go ahead.
Okay. So this is Blanche's business from the time she started. And what happens here is that week, which was 36 weeks ago, which was the 7th of December, and I can probably find the 7th of December's profits if I look very quickly as well. That week we made 3.24%. Okay, so that 162 was, and so if you look here at the first week, the first line, on Blanche's left side, she made $1.62, or she didn't make it, she was the business volume, the total business volume generated was $1.62. So let's say, for instance, that we don't know really what's been deposited there, but like I say, we don't look at the deposited amount, we look at the business volume to understand where the bonuses come from. So the first week, Blanche had $1.62 in business volume, or 162, which is equivalent to dollar on the left side, and on her right she had $1.33. She got paid on $1.33, and that was 16 cents in binary bonus. And you can see here that as her business volume increased, her bonuses increased. Now, if this was 6 weeks of her business, and we just quickly look at the left-hand side, and she looked at her back office, on the left, and I'm just adding these up quickly, so at this week, where it says the business volume generated for that week was $2.25. If she looked in her back office at the business volume, it actually would have been $12.97 in business volume, because that's the cumulative total of all of these weeks. And as you go on in your back office, the business volume that you see in your back office will be a cumulative total of all of these weeks. So if we have to look at 36 weeks later, we will then see that there's probably about 200 or 300 in business volume, or even more in Blanche's business there. Because so I hope that helps, and that your weekly bonuses are worked out from the business volume generated for that week, and that what you see in your back office is purely a historical total that will be used to accumulate and for you to give you an indication of how far you are towards your Rolex watch, for instance. Because if you take your smallest legs business volume times that by 15%, you will know to date approximately what you've earned on your business volume, or what you've earned in binary bonuses from that business volume. Does that help a bit, Paula?
Yeah, I think it was just the way you said it that made me think you were saying that what we're seeing on the dashboard is what we've already earned, but it's not. It's the cumulative of all the business volume, and then we've got to say 15% from there to see what we've earned.
Yes.
Cool. And otherwise, I was getting excited,
No. And that won't always be exact, because of when you look at this little block here around, because of a flipping effect. And that makes it a little bit more complicated, because what you'll see here is that because of the flipping effect, Blanche earned a nice bonus on week number 3 in her business, because it had flipped from the left to the right.
Yes.
But that's so when I say your complete business volume is an indication of what you've earned from the binary so far, it's approximate, because things like the flip might have affected, and you've got a little bit of an extra bonus somewhere along the line, which you might have not taken into account, or you might think that you're still far away from earning, whereas you might have had a few of these flip effects, and that might have helped your bonuses, and you actually would be closer to your rewards than you think you are.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Pleasure. All right, everyone. Well, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I hope that this has helped and put your minds a little bit more at ease on how the system works and just how sustainable the whole system is, because it's really fantastic, and you can really build a good, solid business here. I know that I had a question last week about the website, and I know that some people are waiting for the website. Realize that the website is really a cosmetic thing. It's like the paint job on a car. What I've shown you tonight is how the engine operates, and know that this engine is purring along, and it will go for millions of kilometers. The paint might fall off. The paint might need to be changed. The car might need a respray. But the engine is running wonderfully and will continuously run wonderfully because of the complete way that the system is managed. And that's purely because of the transparency in the system, making sure that everyone withdraws their profits on a weekly basis, and that there can be no shenanigans and no internal rotation of funds and all that sort of thing. So, that's everything from me. So do have a good evening further. I will put the recording on the group as soon as I've done it. And we will see you on Thursday if you're going to join us then. Have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Red. Good night, all.
Good night. Thank you, Red.
Pleasure.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Red.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye-bye.